Russia, President Rodrigo Duterte attends a forum on international relations on Thursday, October 3. When asked about specifics on his foreign policy at the Valdai discussion club, he talks about drugs and his beef against human rights activists.
This I would pose to the entire community of the world. Is it wrong for a president to say that do not destroy my country, especially the children, because I will kill you? And that was my order to the armed forces and to the police.
Duterte speaks for 20 minutes on the drug war, human rights groups, and how Western governments like the US and Canada impose conditions on the Philippines for the purchase of firearms and helicopters. He hardly mentions China and then only to recognize how it provides assistance to his government without conditions, unlike some Western countries. Hosts repeatedly asked the verbose Philippine leader to wrap up his long answers.
Mr. President, I'm very sorry. I have a club to be very unpolite. So I'm sorry I'm intervening, but maybe we go ahead and then come back to you.
Yes. Well, yes. Still 1 minute.
Senator Richard Gordon lashes out at Philippine National Police Chief Oscar Albayalde after repeatedly defending a group of alleged ninja cops during a Senate hearing on Thursday, October 3.
When the Senate is insulted, we turn really, really nasty. And that's not a threat. We want you to know that we are serious about this. So I will call a spade a spade. You dropped the ball big time on this one.
Yes, sir, we will.
Sorry?
We will, sir. We will, sir.
No, you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. From the very beginning, you held your people up to today.
Gordon says alleged ninja cops leader Major Rodney Baloyo appeared before the Senate armed with a script of lies debunked by other senior police officials who investigated the controversial operation.
You cannot trifle by lying. You cannot trifle with us by coming out with sloppy work. For Christ's sake, for God's sake, you are the chief PNP. Huwag niyo payagan na gaganyanin tayo ng mga tao natin.
Senators repeatedly questioned Albayalde about the legitimacy of the 2013 operation, where 13 cops were found to have stashed away over 100 kilos of shabu, accepted bribes, and arrested a fall guy. Hong Kong invokes emergency powers to ban face masks at public rallies. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam announces the measure on Friday, October 4. Protesters use face masks to avoid identification, along with yellow helmets, goggles, and respirators to protect themselves from tear gas and police projectiles. A report from South China Morning Post says officials plan to deter future gatherings by introducing the ban under a colonial-era emergency law that bypasses the city's legislature. Reports of the face mask ban lifted the Hong Kong stock market, which ended the day 0.3% higher. An analyst says the anti-mask law gives investors some hope that protests might cool down, and some protesters might think twice if they can be identified. Apple appears to have rejected a community mapping application used by people in Hong Kong to help track police activity. HK Map is used by Hong Kongers to map locations and points of interest, such as road or railway closures, as well as locations with police activity. The Twitter account of HK Map wrote on Wednesday, October 2, it was rejected from the App Store for allowing users to evade law enforcement. HK Map's Twitter account later clarifies on October 3 the app was rejected as part of a review process. While HK Map is currently not on Apple's App Store, it is still available via its website. Meanwhile, in Russia, a man files a lawsuit against Apple for moral harm, claiming that an iPhone app turned him gay. The man asks for 1 million rubles or $15,000 after a cryptocurrency called Gaycoin was delivered via a smartphone app rather than the Bitcoin he had ordered. The complainant wrote that he tried same-sex relationships because of Gaycoin. In his complaint, he says, quote, "Now I have a boyfriend and I do not know how to explain this to my parents. Apple pushed me towards homosexuality through manipulation. The changes have caused me moral and mental harm." Two former students of actor James Franco sue him for allegedly engaging in widespread, inappropriate, sexually charged behavior. Franco's former students Sarah Tyler Kaplan and Tony Gall at the now-closed Studio 4 acting school filed the lawsuit. A Variety report says the lawsuit alleges the women were intimidated and sexually objectified and found that those who were willing to disrobe in front of Franco and his friends were afforded special treatment. The lawsuit says Franco also instructed a master class on sex scenes. It claims students were pressured to engage in unconventional orgy-like sex scenes in full nudity as auditions for the class, which were taped and then judged by Franco afterwards, who would sign away the students' rights to the tapes. Franco's attorney says his client will seek damages for what they allege to be a publicity-seeking lawsuit, and that this is not the first time these claims were made.